Hello everyone, this is Pavan Devarakonda talking about automations using Python. In this session, we're going to manage the ec2 instance using Boto3 package module. Let's jump into the session. In this session, we have the topics where we are going to install the configuration of the Boto3, but here I'm skipping to the next level and trying to manage ec2 instance. What are the functions available that we are going to see in this session? Hey, this is what is EC2 instance, what it is going to have. So generally, when we are going to look into the EC2 instance on the AWS, it is a service. Amazon provided service. It's a virtual computing service. When we are going to launch EC2 instance, we are going to get CPU, memory, storage, operating system, GPU, and network, what number of cards we are going to use for that particular EC2 instance. When you're going to increase the number of instances, you are going to scale up, and when you're going to decrease the number of instances, it is scaled down. So these are the options which we are going to work with automation, and that everything will be controlled from the Python program. That is the overall idea. The prerequisite for this one is you should have a pre-configured AWS CLI installed on your instance, or it could be on your local system, or it could be on Amazon provided Linux. Or if you are going to work with the Ubuntu, there you just need to install apt get install AWS CLI. So once you have that prerequisite ready, what we can do? This is what managing EC2 instance. Managing means we are going to create EC2 instances and you can run, that is launching your instances. You want to see how many instances are there in your EC2 on your account, how you can control, that is starting or stopping of your instances. That is all you can do from the Python program. And what are the commands, what are the functions related to this, and how the Boto3 is helping us to work with this REST API or communicating with the HTTP protocol and working with this management of EC2 instances. That is what today's session here. And here you see create option. That is going to be one of the resource object which you can see here that going to work with the EC2 object. EC2 is one of the AWS CLI object. On that object, we are going to create underscore instance is a command, is a object which you are going to create. It requires five parameters. The first one is image ID. This is Amazon machine image that is going to have some ID. If you want to work with Amazon Linux, you can go with that option, or Ubuntu AMI you need to provide here. And how many instances you want to create. First parameter is minimum number of instances. Second is maximum number of instances. If you give both one, then only one instance will be created. And the fourth parameter is here instance type. So the t-shirt size which you are going to have on any cloud. So here in AWS, we are going to use a free tier to work with the POCs. Our learning purpose, we are going to use T2 nano or T2 macro or T2 large, T3 large, etc. So that will be free tier accounts where we can access this type of instances. We can also provide the key pair. So Amazon, whenever you try to get the instance, Ubuntu, Linux, or some other Linux, you want to access that one by connecting with the key pair. The key pair will be created with the PEM file or APK now. In the latest versions, we are having these options. So that name you have to mention over here. You can use Python looping concept, iterations, and you can see here simple for loop. If you are going to use some values, set of values we are going to have in this variable, values variable, and you can print that value. So you can have instances in this and you can print them, or you can have a list or tuple or string, anything. These are all called sequences. Any sequence you want to get into this variable value and you want to do some action according to your automation requirements. So this is the logic which we want to use on our EC2 instances management. Let's jump into the next command, that is run instances. Run instances is going to take three parameters, four parameters. Image ID, just like how we have while creating that create instance is using. Next one is type of the instance. And the type could be, as you know, already we have seen that, and the minimum count, maximum count as per the requirement you can create. So if you are not having the instance, then it is going to create run instance. If you have already instance, then it is going to start that. Once it is started, you need to take some pause time, and then you need to look for the instances listing. So instances listing is very simple. You just need to use the list response object. In that one, you're going to pass the key as instances, and that list of instances you are going to get. One by one instance, you are going to print, and instance ID you are going to pass. So which instance you want to access, which is you are going to run, that we can print it here. Going forward, and if you want to print more number of instances, if you have 4 or 5 instances on your AWS console, then we can describe the instance. From the describing instance, it is going to get JSON output. From there you can get one after the other parameters, and those parameters here, wherever you are given flower brackets, it is going to substitute that and try to print as a string. So that is where here we have the two different for loops we have used. First one is to get the reservation. Second one is to get the instances out of that reservations. Stop instance is just like how we have run instance. So it is going to have the instance ID to be passed. And then there are 4 different options which are optional. Hibernate, you want to stop the instance and again resume. Then in that case, we are going to use a hibernate is equal to true. Dry run, you don't want to stop actually, and how it is going to stop, what is the output we want to see how it is going to be when you are doing that stop. So then dry run true you need to use. And sometimes you need to forcefully stop some AWS instances, EC2 instances, then you can use a force equal to true. So these are different options. These are all options. You don't need to mention the actual parameters into this function stop instance. Just like stop instance, we have start instance, and start instance is going to have the start instance ID, that is a string which you are going to pass, and then dry run, you want to pass it dry run true or false, yes or no. And if it is just you want to start really, then don't give this dry run option. Dry run should be false. So that will start the instance, AWS EC2 instance, and then you will get the result as a running state. Once the instance is up and running, and you want to stop it and you want to terminate that instance, you don't want any more that instance, then you are going to use this terminating of the instances. You can terminate multiple instances. You can give the instances list. You can stop one instance as per your requirements. You can pass the argument. Simple. You are going to use a Boto3 client object that is on the EC2 service. EC2 client is going to be running with the terminate underscore instances. This function is going to terminate, stop, and delete that instance with the instance ID requirement. That is a parameter we need to pass. That's all for theory part. We jump into the hands-on and try to work on it.
On the AWS console, we are able to see a couple of instances which are running and stopped state. We can have these automated with one of the example here. I have stop instance. So the code is written like this, and the first one is import Boto3. Next one is resource EC2 instance, which we are going to work on. The services we can get as a client, and then on top of it we can execute the command. Stop instance is going to take the instance ID, and then we are going to print the execution which is successful or failure, that we can get it from the printed statement state. So this is the execution Python 3 and stop instance.py. Now we are going to look into the start instance, just opposite to the stop. So which one is stopped? We can start that instance. So the code looks like this. Start instance.py is a file name. Here we have the same structure, only in place of stop we got the start underscore instances. In that one we can pass multiple instance IDs. that is argument which we can pass, and after that we can display the instances. We can this Python 3 start instance.py. So this is returns the value code as a 0, that indicates it is successful. Pending state will be after some time it will be normal. So now let's jump into the other step, menu driven program. In the menu driven program, here we have the options, whatever we tried so far. First, we are going to display all the instances using the one function, display underscore instance. Second is stop instance. Third is start instance. The logic, whatever we discussed so far, are executed, and the successful code we placed into a function. Let us start the main program here. Main program starts here. So whenever you want to start a couple of logics working good, you can execute in an individual. Then we can come to the mm, placing all, articulating, and trying to build building blocks are together. Then we can make a menu driven program. So here I'm going to have a menu list items, the what we have as a functions that we are going to have here as a item. So display all instances, stop instance, start instance, exit. So I'm just taking small set, but you can take entire options, all options into this. I'm going to have this, each menu item is printing, but if you want to get the numbers before that one, then we can have the loop before the number, starting number, and within the loop you can increment I is equal to I plus 1, that is going to be. And in the print statement you can see in the 27, I is placed before the item. So that's how we can have the choices printed. But this menu we want to print repeatedly, continuously, until there is exit. So let's put it into infinite loop. While true is going to become infinite loop. So I just move the code towards right and then placed while loop. So that's set for the menu. Now how we are going to execute the logic. When you enter the choice 1, what it should do. So here if condition I'm going to place and choice is equal to 1, then I want to display all instances. That is a function what we have. So every function we are going to call with one of the choice you choose. Yeah, so when we already built the function, when you start one letter in VS Code, the beauty is you can automatically get that full entire function name, and you can simply hit enter. So you can call that function. Next one is you can have the condition choice 2 stop instance, and similarly we can also have the next else condition or else if condition choice 3 for start instance, and when you want to exit, that is fourth else of the previous all, then you are coming to the exit state. Yep, so exit is a function, and you can mention an exit code, and in number we can mention as per your choices. So this is a program, menu-driven program. I just copied and pasted in editor and executing here in in the Linux machine, Python 3, and then got an error. It is saying there is a issue with the true. It should be capital. So let us change it lowercase to uppercase first letter of the true in the infinite loop which you made, and that is fine, I think. That looks great. So we got the menu which is expected, and it is having the four options. When one we press, it is displaying all the instances what we have seen in the console, AWS console. Same instances list we got here, and their states ID and states are displayed in this. So when you want to do some operation like a stop, start, terminate, other options. So here I'm trying with the two. So two, when I've used, it is giving please enter instance ID, which has I want to give the ID, but it's not looks good to me. I am going to change this one with the colon in the print statement, and at the time of input, I'm going to use little bit better way of readability. So adding this colon to both the functions, one is for start instance, another one for the stop instance. Let us save this file and try to re-execute this program and see how it is going to work. Yeah, menu is there. We already seen the display all instances. Now we are going to do the stop instance. Let us try option 2 and give the one of the instance which is running state. I'm highlighting that on the above. So after highlighting or selecting, I'm going to paste it here. If we can call after the stop that display all, that is also good choice, but immediately it doesn't come to the stop state. So let's check that one. Here we have one to display all, and you can see the first instance just now what we have given for the stop, that is stopping state. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to Pavan Devarkonda channel.